Wow, this is interesting. I've never seen this before. There's a tropical salsa.
Probably like a mango salsa or something.
Maybe.
I'm clicking on it.
Okay, well, we are either going to assume Kess is just going to be absent from us or late, and we'll have to fill him in later. So, back from intermission, we had everybody kind of crowded into Zymon's room. We're just going to imagine Kess is out in the hall.
To fill you in, he just texted me. He's just got in his car, so.
Okay, so is he going to be on?
Sounds like a drive home from work thing, so.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's going to try and tune in.
No idea.
I hope he has enough respect to put himself on mute.
Last time I talked to him while he was going to work, he put himself on mute, so.
That's the life.
That answers
Yeah, there
your
he is.
question.
Cat.
Oh no.
He is on mute, I love him.
Hey, remember, Kitty takes a while to catch on, but he does eventually catch on.
Meow.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so, well, we will rejoin our scene, pretty much where the forum cooled off, we'll say, with Galanine kind of sitting there concentrating on Rawl, and everybody else just kind of scattered about the room, free to go about your business.
Opie's already accepted that there's really nothing he can do about this shit.
And I'm just waiting for everybody else to figure out what the hell we're doing.
Where are we at?
You are currently piled into Zymon's room.
Is there beer?
Well, not that I expect you to have got yourself caught up with last week, but you did have a half-full pony keg that you got from the bazaar for your pre-game shawarma.
Awesome. I will go ahead and pour a drinking horn. I will grab a drinking horn of that and have a drink.
You don't have any cups with you, so you're basically just pouring it into your mouth.
Alrighty, I will go ahead and take my axe and I will chip off a part of the barrel and start drinking it straight from that.
It does have a tap, so you just kind of have to unscrew. You know, it's just got a spigot. You don't have to destroy your pony keg.
Alright. Gotta make things difficult.
I'm just saying, if you want a refillable pony keg, you don't break it.
Like, it says on the outside, just like a Harkins cup, one free refill, so you're gonna have to hold on to that, bud.
Okay.
Pretty much.
If we identified where some of us once lived.
Yeah, well, it's a
Harkins
broad.
is weird.
It's just a broad net. It's a couple of states.
The American Southwest.
Yeah. Don't bother tracking us down here. You'll only die of exposure.
Mm-hmm. Opie will kind of turn and look to the chugging dwarf and go, well, I'm pretty much useless here. This kid's going to wake up or not. He'll figure it out. But, hey, Muscles, come with me.
Alright, let's go. So, real quick, just for some info for me, what happened to Rawl?
Rawl, from all intents and purposes, it looked like he went a little overboard during the Battle Royale.
Oh, okay.
He started acting very peculiarly towards the end of the stage after he started basically causing explosion after explosion. And
so he became Mr. Torque.
A little bit, I guess. Not as vocal, but shortly after that whole thing, he just kind of passed out, and he has yet to wake up. OB
Out of
had
character, I
tried.
think somebody's being a sore loser. Just saying.
OB had tried to dive into his psyche to see what was going on, and there were several different personality types in
more
conflict. It was kind of personality types, emotions, something along those lines, in conflict with one another. And OB may or may not have made a couple of them mad.
Well, I mean, my plan was fucking brilliant. It just didn't fucking work. So, what are you gonna do?
I did not say that it was an unworthy attempt.
Did you kick in his mind and mind door and walk in and be like, "Hi, I'm Opie"?
Kind of.
That might have worked.
No.
Damn it, this is why I always need to stick with the classics.
Don't you
All
know
right.
starting with "Hi, I'm Opie" gives you advantage?
It should.
It's proven. It has.
I mean, nothing bad has happened when you started off that way.
I think there's only 2 times he failed when he walked in, or when he walked up to the Rangers and said, "Hi, I'm Opie." And both times it was the Green Ranger, or no, it wasn't the Green Ranger, it was before that.
Yeah, but it still unnerved him, so, things happen.
Oh man, yeah, it was a good fight last week. But Opie would like to collect Kess and go find Mouse and Timothy and see if they would be willing to escort he and Timothy towards the Dragon's Cave to try and get Timothy over whatever the fuck's going on.
Let's do this. Kess will take a huge last gulp and close the keg up and follow Opie. Ask him if he wants uppies.
Hell yeah, bud.
Okay. So, is it an open invite for people, or are you just taking him along?
I mean, sure. I just know I need
Zyman-
somebody to hold this motherfucker down if he gets squirrely.
Zyman, as it was stated in the forums, is hanging out, sitting down, just waiting for Rawl to wake up or whatever.
Being a good mama bear.
Fair enough. Arendir, what are you up to?
I will ask Zyman if he needs me here in any way, and if not, I will go ahead and follow Kess and Opie and see if there's anything we need to do.
Well, that largely depends on you. If you think there's anything you can do here, or if your services would be more useful elsewhere.
Well, I don't have any mental abilities to fix Rawl. I can't deal with his emotions, nor talk to them like Opie, so I kind of have no purpose here. I'll just hang
Don't feel
around with the
bad,
other
Opie
guys.
doesn't have purpose here either.
Yeah. If Opie can't do anything, I'll pal around with them and see if there's anything we can find in town. Maybe some books, or maybe go check the shops again, see if there's anything new.
Check some blow. Look for some blow.
Whatever he said.
Snickety snort snort. Yeah.
Okay, so you end up, you picking everybody up and headed down to the to one of the farms here.
Hey.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, it is the stables here. And currently, you'll see people kind of going on their business around the stable. You do see a large plate armored centaur. It kind of clad, it just got a nice breastplate, pauldrons. Just the upper torso has the equivalent of plate mail, and it has plate barding on the equine section of it in kind of a deeper metal that has black and red cloth emblazoned on it, and a full metal helmet that's the visor's currently pushed up on it, and a red plume falling out the back of it, and is also carrying a large spear and a shield, and just seems to be standing kind of at attention.
Opie waves. Hi, Mouse.
Opie Grill?
Hey, I was thinking, I want to get Timothy on an out and about. I think we figured out why he's freaking out. Maybe we can help him get over it.
I would certainly appreciate getting your companion sorted out. My duties are needing my attention.
Fair enough. I'm worried about him getting too squirrely. Would you be willing to? I mean, you've done such a good job with keeping him toned down the last day or so. Would you mind coming with us?
Very well. I had been asked to oversee your steed. So he will kind of trot in to the stable, and a moment later bring Timothy out on a lead that's kind of wrapped around his midsection, and you see that around his neck actually has a kind of enclosed sensor, which kind of is billowing smoke up into Timothy's face.
Oh, clever. Well,
Very
awesome.
interesting.
So, I was hoping we could take him to the Crystal Dragon, because I think his former hive or an adjacent hive might have been living there at one time, and well, if he can just get it out of his system, like maybe that'll help.
It would be possible, I imagine. I know, admittedly, very little about these creatures.
Me too, bud. Me too.
As you will. He'll kind of heft up his, he'll put his spear at his side, which seems to have a harness that goes along his midsection. Shield goes up over his back, and he starts heading back into the city to one of the towers that lines essentially, well, he heads you over to, no, it is actually this one, I believe. So yeah, he heads you down the row into one of the, past several other farmhouses, smaller groups of crops are being grown here, to one of the small lakeside parks, and to one of the large central towers. That there seems to be arcane glyphs on the on a carved-in archway, See him kind of wave his hand over a couple of them. They glow up, and you see the heat shimmers across the stone. And he'll motion you through.
Sweet.
And moving through, you will be in the Undercroft. Essentially, you step out into this corner here, and there is immediately the just the sound of the flowing river and several falls of water from rather high up. It's a little noisy. It's definitely have that mist, that mist and that fallen water smell hanging in the air. And as you move closer towards the docks here, you start smelling fish and just sea life, and you see several ships in dock. Only a couple look like they're seaworthy. The others look like they're sturdy riverboats, probably for fishing locally. A couple of them have masts but no sails, which seem a little odd, and it almost looks like they have instead of like where a crow's nest is, they would have hooks.
Like maybe more restaurants and whatnot.
No, these look like they're waterfaring. It's just they look to be like more river boats to be paddled or oared, and they just have this odd mast with a hook on the top of it. Purpose that you don't quite understand. It serves no immediate purpose to you, we'll say.
What I know with knowledge of vehicles.
You have knowledge of land vehicles.
Okay, well, I can't remember if it was just land vehicles or if it was vehicles.
Yeah, no, because you're talking about like from your soldier background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have proficiency in land vehicles.
Copy.
So
Well, that's sad. Cass was almost really cool.
He almost could have potentially known.
I'm kidding. You're cool anyway, bud.
He looks at it. I may know. Nope. No idea what the hell that is.
No. It's not that you're not cool, Cass, but you almost knew something.
A barbarian that almost knew something.
Yeah.
That's rare.
I know. Hey, stopped clock and all that. So, you follow along Mouse, who takes you to one of these flatter, wider, like a transport skiff, where he will talk to this drow individual who's got kind of this silver blue hair, open vest, and tattoos scrawled along his arms. They exchange a couple of quick words. Something about that he's got some people who want to go and visit the lair, and we'll mention that they'll bring the offering. They'll be the ones to bring the offering this time. So the drow will nod, and you see them kind of lead up a cow onto the transport and let you guys get on.
Oh, cool. Is that the offering? Like, that's all the offering, right? Like, there's no other offering, just like that, right?
For today, yeah.
Cool.
Yrthos does like being catered to. Mouse will give a nod and take you on across. As you get here, there's a small little like kind of there's a slot for this specific boat to kind of fit in and tie off real quick. That leads has a short path that leads into this wide mouth cave. That is, the entrance of it has been structured, for lack of it, and decorated. With at the keystone, this has been carved in this dragon head that has these wings that kind of envelop over the sides, as it's been embossed on the face of this entryway. As you're getting closer to the mouth of this cave, you see Timothy just kind of doing a little bit of twitching, but whatever this smoke is that's blowing, that's kind of drifting into his face, is keeping him very docile.
Turn and look at the others. Well, should we appease the dragon and then see if we can't let Timothy come back to his senses a little bit?
This Mouse will give just kind of a bit of a nod.
Sure.
Well, if you want, I can remove the mist. It'll take him a little while to come to, but once we're done presenting Irthos's offering, he might be about ready.
Oh yeah, like maybe let's give the big crystal dragon, which I've never seen before, like some kind of heads up too, like there might be a crazy ant wandering around for a minute.
Yes, we shall keep your Timothy towards the back. Well, he will lead you in. The path is straight, and it looks like the stones have been relatively recently carved, molded down from a rough stone cavern to something more elegant looking. Kess, with your knowledge of stone masonry and whatnot, is probably, it looks like probably within the last 6 months to a year. So this stonework is pretty fresh, even taking into account it being open to a lot of river spray and whatnot. You also seem that it looks like these are not individual bricks, but more like just the walls have been hewn back and textured.
Do I see any crystals or anything like that, or is it just all like hand carved out and etched?
There are no crystals, but it does look like the walls have been etched inward.
Gotcha. So someone has spent time crafting this area, of course.
Yes, to make it look like it was, like bricks had been set.
Gotcha.
I don't have a token for Mouse, so it's
I'll
just gonna be that.
believe you. Hold on, I'll try using my imagination.
Yeah,
Oh god,
Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it?
son of a bitch.
So you enter this long tunnel, and then it opens out to a cavern, very wide, and a large pool that kind of goes down about 3 feet deep. So it's a rather shallow pool, but it's wide with a central platform. And this is where the cavern starts sparkling with with the rippling of the water casting motes of light about. You can see that there are definitely gemstones and crystals and coins scattered within the pool. And there is a large collection of coins on the central platform, and curled around on top of that is a kind of a blue-white dragon whose hide and scales shimmer, casting further light across the chamber's walls. The dragon itself seems to be about the size of a horse, and it seems to be slumbering right now. So Mouse will kind of come up, or kind of walk the cow up to the center here. Just, Irthos, we've brought you your lunch and other guests. As there's just kind of the deep breathing from the relatively small dragon, just kind of, it's goes from deeper to shallow. As you see, it kind of stretches up onto all fours, casts kind of a withering gaze to the rest of you, and just you see the wings just kind of expand outward, making in an attempt to make the dragon look larger than it is. Just, who disturbs the mighty Irthos?
Son of a bitch. Hi, I'm Opie. Waves.
Introductions are always the best part. Irthos, we don't have... Come on down. Take your lunch. You see the dragon just kind of, the head kind of retract a little bit and bristle as you see the shimmer of the scales just kind of ripple down its body. Just, do not speak down to the mighty Irthos. What paltry offering have you brought today, centaur? You see the centaur's shoulders just kind of sag a little bit. You hear a bit of a sigh come from under. Just, O great and powerful Irthos, please accept this humble offering to the majesty of Aether's dragon. That's better. As you see, it kind of takes flight and kind of lands close to you, Opie, and you see the head just kind of drift down and kind of give you it just kind of eyes you up and down and kind of gives you a sniff.
Is he old enough to have a fear effect? Or is he suppressing it?
You can roll your... Well, I don't... Damn it, let me check here.
Can I roll it too?
Like, if he's horse-sized, he might not have developed one yet.
Yeah, I don't think he does. It might just be a straight intimidation check.
Gotcha. That'd be insight.
It would be. Let me just see here. Oh god, they don't have... Where... Adult, yeah... They don't have... Wow, they did not... It looks like they've gotten rid of a couple of categories here.
Oh, Dragon Ages or what?
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I saw that. It's annoying.
Yeah, I might just have to reference the 3.5 Draconomicon. That was a better book.
Yeah, 3.5 Draconomicon. I think even then, most was it young adult equals horse-sized dragon. Most young adults don't get.
No, it's not saying that.
fear effect.
Well, because also horse size, I believe, is a juvenile dragon.
Really? Okay.
I think so, because I believe that was the classification.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Why
Like
not?
young
I got
adults, like what? Elephant-sized?
that.
I'm gonna be honest. If I saw a horse-sized dragon, I'd say that's pretty damn young.
Yeah, it goes wormling, very young, young, juvenile, young adult.
Which I think at our current CR rating, a young adult or a juvenile would still be it'd go a couple rounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a dragon, and therefore nothing to quite sneeze at.
Right.
But it is not a huge dragon by anything. It is a large creature. I know that much, and if we're going by that, I believe it would put them...
What kind of dragon is it?
Urthos was described as being a crystal dragon, which is mostly white, but has translucent scales that cast motes of light about it and
Interesting.
shimmer in kind of an aurora borealis type.
He's a twilight dragon. I get it.
He does.
Not from your world.
That's certainly one way to put that.
Homoerotic dragon.
Well, at least he's not an ancient dragon.
I mean, there is that.
Dealable by the sound of it.
Oh, at least he's not a skeletal dragon. Fuck that.
That would be terrible.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, they're not fun.
Vampiric templated Dracolich.
Oh, fuck you.
See, and everyone's like, oh, 3.5 wasn't broken. You can make a vampiric templated Dracolich. That shit's broken.
I mean, yeah, that's... There are definitely bad things that can happen. I mean, we're not going to lie. My god, why is this? There's a lot of information here, and it is not templated where I wanted it to be. But, yeah, Opie, go ahead and give me Arcana check, because that should be something that you'd...
Fuck yeah, I'm good at that.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Rolling the extremes.
There are other numbers on the dice.
I mean, my insight was good.
Your insight was pretty good. So, by the size of this, and of course, we never... It is a large creature, so there's that. And why is it that I had this information, like, I turned immediately to it, and then now it's not here? But it seems to be a young adult.
Hey, Opie.
So,
You need to roll Intimidate each time you walk into a room and say, "Hi, I'm Opie."
oh, I'm not trying to be intimidating.
No,
Oh, I know, but
it's all dependent on what the inflection is.
very true. But he's going to become well known with the guy that walks in and says, "Hi, I'm Opie." He's going to become renowned, and it's going to either, inflict fear or, yeah.
Honestly, if somebody said that, I'd probably be more curious than anything else.
Hmm. I mean, it's all about the inflection in the voice. Since there's a
It
cheerful
really is.
"Hi, I'm Opie," there's a "Hi, I'm Opie." That's pretty fucking serious.
And then there's that one that
Yes,
drops a
hi,
few
I'm Obi,
octave and
motherfucker.
reverbs like you're speaking the black tongue of Mordor.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Opie.
Yeah, it's bad things can happen. So yeah, we're gonna have everybody else roll insight as well.
Okay. I roll a net 20.
Ugh.
No, you don't. So with that,
Totally like, ugh.
where's Kess's insight here? Hey,
What did I roll?
it's not a negative, so that's a thing. Actually, you got a 19, so
Close enough.
Better than mine.
yeah. Arendir's you see this fly off and the lights that shift off the walls here, and you're just like, holy fuck, dragon, as it lands at the shores of this. Everybody else is just like,
Bud, you knew where we were going. Where are you going?
He just landed out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting him.
it's
I knew we were going to
see,
see dragons. Just
seeing him up close is like, you've never seen a dragon before. You're like, holy fuck, it's a goddamn dragon.
At least he didn't think it was a cockatrice.
Yeah.
I'd rather not see that thing.
There is a
Please,
natural
I'll deal with the
fear
dragon.
instinct.
Yeah, and you're kind of shaken by this thing's wingspan, and it just like kind of looks like it means business. Everybody else is just all like, "Oh, he's trying to puff himself up."
Oh, I'm
Like-
cute.
Oh, this must be a, like, you're not like one of the big dragons I've read about. I mean, you're pretty big. You're a big dragon, but like, I think they get bigger. I kind of turn and look at Mouse for confirmation.
Mouse, who's got his visor up, and he's just kind of giving this smile as he's shaking his head. He's just like, "Don't." Scratching the bridge of his nose. Irthos, stop that. I'm sure they think you're very impressive. Of course I'm impressive. Just kind of, you see him straighten up and just almost go from this attempt of menace. The wings kind of fold back and tries to look more refined and majestic at that point. You'll have to apologize. You'll have to forgive Irthos. He sometimes thinks or plays up that he's a lot bigger than he is. I am insolent, mortal horseman. Irthos, stop. Do you want me to put this down or not? Fine. Just kind of gives a twist of his head, just as Mouse will just kind of lead the cow over to one of the sides here, and you hear noises of it being processed.
So Irthos go over there too.
No, Irthos is kind of standing there, just kind of at attention, kind of sitting haunched. Just, you have one of the things. Why do you have one of the things here?
Opie will break in. I mean, to be honest, I think you're pretty impressive. Like, I've never seen one of you before, and well, like, I have a pretty good imagination, maybe, I don't know. But like, you're pretty impressive as you are now, and I think maybe in like 2,000 years you're going to be really impressive.
I'm already impressive, but
Well, that's what I said. But yeah, no, I brought a thing. Have you seen more of these?
they used to run rampant around here before I kicked them out.
Well, I don't know if this one was part of the group that you kicked out, but he's triggering real hard off of maybe what might be a memory, and I just kind of want him to get it out of his system. He's a buddy. His name is Timothy.
Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you intend with it to be around here?
Well, if he's triggering off of what might be some pheromones or latent psychic energy, I would like to have him feel it out, explore it out, maybe root around in here a little bit, just enough to where he gets it out of his system, stops being a pain in the ass for me, which would be real great.
See the shimmering that is Irthos kind of pick up again as the form begins to waver. And where do we go? And then standing in the place as the lights kind of calm down around it is this elven, very young-looking elven individual clad in a simple white robe that kind of falls off their shoulders. Just very, very elegant, beautiful features. A long, flowing braid of silver hair that kind of glistens like snow down the trail of the back. Just fine. Just mind not to go in my pool?
Your pool, your stuff, I have no intention of touching it.
Very well then.
Like, unless maybe like his former queen hung out in that pool, then he might bolt for it, which, you know, if you know that already, that's maybe a big heads up. Like, let's try to avoid that, yeah? Like, is that a possibility? Do you know? Like,
The queen was located further down. I think one of the tunnel, there might still be an access tunnel that far down. We decided to collapse most of the access tunnels just to, well, they weren't needed anymore.
gotcha. Like secret sub basement, all that good stuff. Cool. Well, it's been a real pleasure meeting you again. The first dragon I've ever seen, and might I say, real pretty.
Thank you. And your names are?
Hi, I'm Obi.
Yes, Opie, I remember, but the others?
Mirender, and then you've got the dwarf here, whom is Cass.
Hello.
The dragon will, the elfly dragon will nod to you.
Then I'll bow a little bit.
I'm sorry, I always want to put on a bit of a show for new guests. But I will at least see you down to that hall.
I mean, that'd be real nice. Thank you.
Mouse, please look after my things. Of course. As you're kind of guided around the pool and through a cavern in the back, through a corridor in the back. Irthos will lead you a good 100 feet before there seems to be the start of an incline as the tunnel winds around more, generally in a northward direction. If you are kind of keeping track of just where the twists have taken you. Excuse me.
I'll start working off Timothy's collar just so he starts getting to be himself.
Yeah, it seems to be tied around his neck, just with a loose knot. You know, kind of pull one string and you're fine. You can go ahead and make a. You don't have alchemical. Does anybody have alchemical proficiencies?
I have an alchemical kit.
All right, you can roll that. Where Opie, you can roll perception with advantage.
Good.
Okay.
Well,
So as you're unworking this, you take one sniff and he's like, oh, and kind of like back off of it. There's a little slide which will close the little sensor disc, so the smoke will bellow inside of it, but not escape out. It looks like Mouse was burning a bit of opium to keep this thing under control.
oh, that's
Yeah.
Timothy's a hardcore drug addict now. Where have I gone wrong? I'm the worst aunt parent ever. I trust him to make good decisions and talk to me when he can't, find the right way. I feel like I let him down.
No, you're a good pair, Ant.
wow.
I love
I'm gonna go ahead
from
and
the
shake
dwarf.
my head. The elf will shake his head and
Oh,
just say,
good
"I can't believe
job,
I hang
kids."
out with these people."
Just Irthos looks back at the dwarf and just like, with this look of, it's more clever than it looks.
He thought it was good.
Yeah, Irthos seemed to have enjoyed that one. You go where the incline starts, and Irthos will kind of put their hand on one section and kind of push as this false wall kind of starts giving way a little. And you slip inside. And it starts taking a sharp downward angle that moves off into the darkness. But as you walk, you see the area kind of illuminate in a soft radiance that seems to be coming from Irthos. And you walk a good about 200 feet with these branching paths that go steadily and slower down. Timothy starts acting up a little bit about 5 minutes into this. And he starts kind of head jerking around, mandibles kind of wiggling searchingly as the clawed fingers start kind of jittering almost, whether it's coming down from the high or this feedback loop or whatever it's going through is kicking back in.
I'll make sure Cass has a good hold on the leader.
And I will, if possible, maybe ready something.
Got the rope wrapped around my arms.
I would
Are
like
you
to.
readying Arendir?
I would like to keep ready Thorn Whip just so that if he goes out of control, I can literally take my Thorn Whip and smack him to the ground.
Okay, noted.
Sweet.
As the Formian becomes a little more erratic, you see more side-eye glances from Irthos. Well, right through here was the central chamber. And it opens up into this this kind of dome-like expanse with several collapsed tunnels looking like they're leading off. And kind of a pile of blankets in the center of this depression. You see blankets and pillows, and it looks like it's been kind of made up to be this makeshift open air bedroom. You see several bits of crystal and reflective surfaces kind of scattered through the chamber, and white silks draped along the ceiling. And as soon as Irthos steps into this area, you see the light start reflecting and brighten up the room.
Oh, you crash down here sometimes, or what's up? Yeah.
Everybody needs a bedroom. This is where I go when I have my company. When I'm entertaining my fiance.
These young creatures marrying too soon. Come on, man.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask, though it may be rude. So is it another dragon?
no, my fiance is Zin. The Prince of Ether. You see their shoulders just kind of straighten up and look very proud of themselves.
Hashtag baddragon.com. Hashtag I can't believe she got that in her.
GG,
God, I hope I didn't
Opie
kill
broke
you.
everything.
Oh my god.
Hashtag Bard Life.
Hashtag what?
Bard Life.
Oh god. Oh fuck, you made me make a mess out of one of the spell pages. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, but
Oh.
All that with that dragon.
God damn it, you people. Can't
listen,
take you
I
anymore.
appreciate any company that loves its customers so much that they're willing to make their rubber toys that were formerly just awesome also come.
I can
Giving the
also
people what they
see-
want, I guess.
Hey,
Literally.
he's not wrong.
Oh god, okay.
Come again?
Alright, I'm recovered.
But,
Well, that's what
enough,
they said.
enough of this. But yes, Irthos seems very proud of themselves to be the fiancé to the entire kingdom, according to them.
Oh, that's awesome, bud. Sorry, I choked. I was thinking about Dragon Dick again.
Wow. Okay.
Was that in or out of character?
That was out of character. This is why I do a character voice. That way people can tell when I'm like, hey, listen, I'm Opie. Yeah.
Exactly.
When I sound like this, I'm talking about Dragon Dicks. I'm talking about Dragon Dicks.
That's great.
So it looks like Timothy has kind of fully come around and is starting to frantically just kind of look around and is tugging on the harness as it's trying to move about the chamber. Kess, you're going to need to make a strength check.
I
Or
got
an
this.
athletics check. And I keep forgetting that you're not actually here. Like a tool.
Who, me?
Not quite yet.
You're fine,
Oh,
bud.
God, he's fine.
I'm lame and playing Mama Bear, I know.
No, you're doing what you need to do, bud. We believe in you. We appreciate you.
The
Not
dice love him more than they will me.
I mean, the fact is, after we're done with this little bit of shenanigans, like, Aaron, or Kess, and I are going to have, like, a full hour just sitting on our hands.
maybe not a whole hour, but I'm hoping not. And oh god, where is it?
If the rope,
Hell.
hey, Opie, if this rope breaks, remember I can grapple them pretty easy.
Yeah, I have throwing whip ready.
Opie will look to Irthos. Hey, oh wow, Timothy does not have it going on.
No.
Hey, would you, like, we should be able to round him back up pretty easy. Would it be a problem if we just kind of let him run it out? I don't know how you feel about leash laws and all that.
I'm less concerned about him running around as I am him knocking over some of my things. I took some time arranging things how I want them.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, we can keep him on the leash. Kess, will you just be real gentle and lead him wherever he thinks he needs to go, and we'll watch out for Irthos' things.
Copy that.
Yeah, you got a 26 versus Timothy's 3. You got this.
Oh yeah.
So you
You're
start.
the best dog walker ever. I love you.
Kess. Kess the Ant Whisperer.
If it gets out of hand, I can hog tie him.
Oh god,
Oh.
this is getting weird.
I'm talking about Timothy, not the dragon.
Either way. So Kess begins leading, kind of keeping Timothy stable-ish as it's skittering about the room, checking. You see Irthos get kind of nervous as Timothy wanders to the center of the room, where the large pile of pillows and blankets are, as it's just kind of looking around. At this point, it is stopped. It is looking around, mystified as best you can tell. Opie, it looks like it's looking for something that's just not there, and it has this do not compute kind of mentality with it.
I'm gonna jump on Timothy's back if possible and try to get across the idea to him that it's all gone, bud. Like, it's just you and me now, okay?
What are you using to do this?
Would Arcana work, or like I'll blow high level spell energy if I have to as well. But
Well-
really, there's just basically it's what Rawls taught me so far outside of my spell list, because
Hey,
there's no spell for this.
Well, what are the spells that you have of this nature?
I mean, suggestion, sending.
Hey, Opie, I don't know if this will help, but I can commune with nature.
I think you've tried this before, and it's been established that these things are not of nature.
I don't think I've tried with them. I've only tried with a muskrat and some other weird creature.
Yeah.
It was
okay.
dove.
I think at some point one of you has tried identifying this thing and has at least come up with the fact that it is not of nature.
Oh, okay.
It's not
What was
considered
it?
like a beast or an animal.
If I disconnect, I am close to being home. My battery is getting low, just as a heads up.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, charm person. Like, let's see, anything in ritual? Like, no, that's about it. Like, sending, suggestion, charm person, confusion probably wouldn't do it.
Probably would be the opposite of what you need to do.
Let's
I
speak
would
with
say
animal.
because without Rawl here to act as the bridge, I would say spend a spell slot for suggestion and roll an advantage arcana.
Gotcha. I clicked the little ticker in the wrong way.
Okay,
Ooh.
then.
Talk about advantage. That's damn.
You kind of, you kind of, hands on the back of the head, kind of move around to the side of it, look this thing right in its multifaceted eye, and just as part of the suggestion to kind of create that link in with the creature, and using your own natural, we'll say, charisma.
Enchanty boy powers.
Enchanty boy. This is kind of your your hypnotic gaze or your instinctive charm or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But you're
Like hypnotic gaze probably fall into it, yeah.
yeah. I mean, you just kind of look into it and you're like, it's okay. You're doing the whole trying to. This is essentially your weird animal handling skill. Kind of petting its head where you stenciled Timothy onto it. And just, no, it's okay, buddy. It's all gone. I mean, look. It's just, it's looking around. It's, you almost feel the panic as you're linking in with him, and just kind of this. There's this panic. There's this loss. There's this. You feel this sense of disconnected, and almost empty. And then its attention does kind of drift kind of over to you, and as you're muttering these words in this very pet ownery kind of way, and you kind of feel this weird, somewhat familiar kind of pressure within your mind, kind of along the lines of when Rawl was trying to connect with you.
Gotcha. Sweet. I'll see if he can.
It's up to you whether or not you want to kind of lower your guard.
I'll
to
lower
this or
my
not?
guard. Yeah, I'll lower my guard to this.
Okay. You feel that like kind of loose, noodly tendril of whatever constitutes its consciousness for this creature, this drone without a hive mind, as it kind of, using the analogy, it just kind of snakes its way, in the gap of your mental guard, and just kind of starts feeling around.
I will try to, because I know he's a drone, I will try and present a strong direction for him.
Strong direction being...
The direction being, everything's okay. You can stop looking for stuff.
And service
I
to
am
Lord
your
Opie.
new hive. Yeah.
I am your new hive.
Yes.
So it's in the mental metaphysical state, it's almost like there's this kind of searching tendril, and you kind of take a grasp of it, and kind of like this leading bit, and it seems to stop flailing so much as it just kind of is this settling presence in the back of your head. And Timothy kind of goes still.
Cool. Holding on to that to play with, of course, later and feel it out and see what I can do and see if I can't get him to develop more of his own personality as I go along with things. I'd probably turn to the rest and go, well, thanks, Irthos. I think I got it. Seems like he's calmed down.
That is possibly one of the strangest things that I have seen.
Well, hopefully I'll get something published about it and you can read all the weird shit, because this is weird.
Right. Are we done here then?
I think we're good. Thank you for allowing us into your home.
Yes, of course. I'll show you out. Going to have to change my locks. As
Like on your brain, bud, because that's the only way you're going to keep me out. Oh,
It's fine.
sorry, out of character.
Mm,
What, did somebody just say that into the dragon's mind? What the hell?
Dragon's
you
like,
are-
did you say something? No, I didn't say anything at all.
Guys, I don't want to tell anyone, but Opie's like a 2,000-year-old silver dragon. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure silver is the color?
Yeah,
I was gonna
I think
say
it would be
more
like
of like
brass or a
a,
bronze.
could be.
something a little bit more chaotic.
He does have silver
chatty
hair,
one?
doesn't he?
It does, but I was just going off of hair. I think personality-wise, they're right with brass or bronze. There's more tinkering.
Whichever the mischievous, talkative one is.
Oh, I think it's brass. Brass
Like-
dragons are buttholes.
Buttholes in like not a terribly bad way, but kind of.
Right. Like you're gonna die, but it's gonna be an accident,
Yeah, probably.
like of your own doing.
Yeah. So when you return to the main chamber, you see that there is a prepared carcass of the cow sitting next to the main hoard at the center of this pool, and Mouse is standing near the entrance, just kind of wiping off a rather large-looking knife. Just find everything you looked for?
I think so. Opie's gonna real quick look like he remembers something and turn to Earthos and say, "Hey, like as a crystal dragon, how do you feel about amber? Like the gemstone? I know it's not a traditional gemstone, but they're pretty, right?
It still shines.
Well, I'll kind of real quick huddle, gather in Arendir and Kess and say, hey, listen, I got this amber that's been hanging out that we found out's just like a relic of this horribly powerful evil fucking sword. What better place to put it than with a dragon? Like, I know it's not going to help me anymore, so why do I even keep it? Like, if I can give a gift to this guy, and he can store it in his thing, like...
It
Might
may
not be a
benefit
bad
him in the long run.
I mean, depending on like the usage of this amber and how dangerous it could be if it fell into the wrong hands, I would recommend that the dragon hide it very, very well.
Right,
Maybe
so
at
it's
the bottom
either...
of the pool.
Yeah, I mean, it could stay with us, which, we can only hope that we survive another day and don't get ambushed and the thing gets lost. Or we could leave it in this city with this guy.
Yeah. No one's
Doesn't
going to get
bother
into
me.
a hoarding dragon's horde.
Well, and Asaka is how far away?
Like, he's, what, a couple miles up?
Yeah,
Like,
should be all right.
Let's
I don't
present it
know.
as a gift to him.
Yeah, mention it as a very powerful relic. And
Yeah, dragons are smarter than that. Just be like, hey, it's a token of our appreciation for letting us.
yeah, but if you're gonna lie to him,
I mean,
Well,
I have no
it-
intention of lying to him. I just wanted to run it by you guys first.
yeah,
It's
Tell him whatever you
presented
think.
as a token. What is that a lie for? You're just not saying
No.
what it's to.
I almost fully intend
it's just
to
withholding information.
endear myself to him by giving him something somewhat powerful and pretty. Because I'll straight up tell him what it is.
Okay,
If he wants it,
That's
I
fine.
just don't want it to get to anyone who can make horrible use of it.
at your discretion.
Like, I've got enough research projects as is. Like, I still need to figure out how to literally change a human being on the fundamental level, write a book about controlling hive minds, and I've kind of been theorizing what I can do to play with Kessa's rage. So, this is like one more I don't need.
And then there's your metallurgy project that hasn't gone anywhere for a while.
Yeah, that's a stall.
I'll go ahead and Yeah, there goes my phone.
So yes, sorry, not to suck up more bandwidth, but I will turn to Earthos and say, hey, listen, I really appreciate what you did, and I was wondering, this is less a token and more maybe another solid favor for us, I'll pull out the amber and show it to him and say, so this is supposedly a shard of a pretty evil, nasty sword like Tanzra. And in my head, I'm kind of sitting here thinking, where better to keep something like this than in the Hoard of a Dragon underneath a city full of badasses?
Just kind of tilt their head a little bit, looking down at it. Just, And you're just giving this to me?
Do you have any intentions of destroying the world with a massively evil sword?
I live in the world.
Exactly.
Just kind of hold out one delicate-looking hand just down to you.
Well, put it in his hand.
Draws it up. Kind of turns it over, looking. And with kind of a soft, wry smile, just, the mighty Irthos will accept your tribute.
Alrighty.
And kind of takes a look at it, looking slightly entranced by it.
I mean, keep your guard up. That thing's pretty dark. Like, I don't know. I'll definitely have to let Asaka know that you have it, but I figure this is a good place as any to store it.
Oh, such an important responsibility. Of course it should be handled by me.
That's what I thought. Asaka's either going to be incredibly fucking mad that I did this, or go, yeah, that's pretty logical.
I want to say the
there's
one.
There's a couple of ways this could go.
Hey, these things fall into people's laps and they get quests, okay? It just fucking happens. It's a hot potato, last one to touch it.
Okay, well, Irthos will just kind of, cup it in their hands and holding it about waist level. Just, well, I wish you luck with your new pet, but if you'll excuse me, I have a offering to examine.
On your time. Alright, later. Thank you.
Irthos will give a nod, and Mouse will kind of escort you back out and in towards the city and across the river again. And during this time, Zyman.
Yes.
You exist. Congratulations.
I
Lol.
exist. And I'm watching a fairy and a cat boy and weird.
So what are you up to during this time?
Well, there's one thing I wanted to do, and it can literally be handled right now, but we don't have to take game time to do.
If you want to put it to intermission, what are you up to? What is it that you're up to?
Calling Lilith.
Okay. So you're spending time with Lilith.
Yes.
All right. We
And
can
I-
speak. If you want to give the kind of the timber of what you're doing or talking about, just idle chit chat.
Probably. I don't know. I don't have any plans. It's just a new day, and that's like the only thing I really needed to do today.
So you're checking in with her.
Yep.
She seems pleased that you're making an effort to contact her. She taunts you a little bit, but nothing as serious as the first time that you did. Just she will make mention of the many suitors vying for her attention, but she's doing the favor of turning them down gently.
She knows. I'm the only one.
So, you hold your conversation, and it's probably a good 5 or so minutes that you're in silence before the breathing from the bed starts evening out a little bit and getting deep again. Aside from the kind of erratic breaths as Rawl begins to stir again. And Galenine just kind of takes a little bit of kind of leans in from where they were over him and just kind of, Simon, I think he's coming too.
Sorry.
He would get up and walk over to the bed.
There's definitely motion back in there, almost like Rawl is starting to kind of come from a bit of a dream, but eventually those kind of gold tinged eyes will open and just kind of look around lazily before just.
Good
Simon,
morning.
is it morning?
Not exactly. You
You feel the
Kind of.
disappointment.
I feel.
You feel the disappointment rolling off of Rawl. It's not morning.
Hey, it's okay. I mean, you had a rough morning and needed some rest.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
What?
Morning. Now he just sounds sulky.
Well, I don't know what the fuck time of day it is, but I know we went and talked to Asaka and then went and got in a fight, so it's gotta be at least like mid-afternoon.
I guess. Kind of sit up and just kind of appraise what's going on in the room. Just,
Well, did you rest well? I didn't know that was your thing before.
This isn't the waiting room.
No, this is my room. We're back at the hotel. I wanted to get you somewhere comfortable. You remember Galenine, right?
I remember Galenine. Hi, Rawl.
She
Just gonna nod.
she was helping try to keep you safe and comfortable and whatever, wake you.
Wake me? What happened?
Do you remember the match at all?
Seemed like I was doing well. No offense, as he's looking over to Galenine, but I definitely had your man right in my sights. He was. This Galenine will just kind of give a polite smile and a tip of their head. Just,
What's the last thing you remember?
I'm back.
I remember The green guy wanted to team up. And then he fell over.
Yeah. And nothing after that?
Well, not really, but I'm pretty sure I had that one in the bag. So I must have won.
Not exactly, but you did make it to the top 3.
What? Who lasted longer than me?
Couple people you know.
Well, at least tell me that I beat out Yufari.
Yes. The 3 at the end was Opie, you, and myself. But the concerning aspect is that you don't remember that, and it might be related to you displayed a lot more power than you have previously around us.
Kind of gives a shrug. Just Rawl doesn't have much in the way of knowledge of that.
You released at least 3 of those explosion things, and you were not really yourself.
I remember feeling hot.
Well,
I remembered a lot of what you did. How you like to make flashy shows of yourself.
well, yeah. But you weren't yourself. You were almost puppet-like and just acting on reflexes, like there was nothing there.
That's weird.
And then you've slept, which up until this point was not something I thought you did.
I can't remember the last time I did, if I did. Just kind of gives a shrug. Just everything seems okay now, right?
If you're okay, then yes. But you
Feel fine.
did have us work.
I didn't mean to worry anybody. But Are you sure I didn't win? Because I really feel like I was winning.
I didn't either.
So I did win. Because, Opie. I can beat Opie.
Oh, in a straight-up fight, I don't think either one of us would have much trouble, but he's crafty.
You want to go, you little bitches? I will fucking destroy you. I'm kidding. That's funny.
Opie's ears are burning. There's definitely somebody talking shit about him somewhere. I guess I'll have to believe you. But at least I beat Yufari. That is still my man, as you put it. No offense, Galanine. But I can... He'll just need to practice more. As he just kind of turns his head with a bit of a grin. Galanine shakes their head, amused. Well, it seems like he's in decent spirits now. Is there anything else you think that I might need?
That you might need?
Or that you might need of me?
I guess not. He seems okay. Thank you.
Well, it was a interesting experience. Well, I'm sure I'll see you again around. I should probably stop at home before finishing up my work on the farm for the day.
Okay, I will see you around, and thank you again.
Of course, and anything to help. As Galanine will give a bow of their head and kind of slip out of the room.
After she's gone. So, are you sure you're okay?
Well, now I'm just disappointed. You say I didn't win. As he's kind of looking over his Kopesh sword, just kind of taking appraisal of it.
You did great. Like I said, we made it to the top 3.
Well, at least there's that. And I wish I remember fighting you at least. You were going to be the next to go down, right after I took down Yufari. I'll have to remember doing that next time. Just kind of nod as certain of himself.
Yeah, you'll have to try and remember how that played. But you I understand the rivalry thing, but don't be too judgmental or confrontational with Yufari. He was quite concerned about your state, and he's the one who called her his sister, something? I don't know. It's a weird family.
I think the two of them are engaged.
Well, point is, he was concerned, and he called her to check up on you. Seems to be of the good sort.
I don't have anything against him. He needs to know the pecking order. Rawl will give you kind of a grin.
Hey, I was hoping for that rematch too.
No, don't worry. As he'll kind of pat you on the shoulder. I'll put you in the pecking order as well. He just gives you a very bright grin.
I don't want to trash his dream. He thinks he beat me.
You never said otherwise.
I know. But anyways, just you weren't yourself, and it was kind of concerning, and then you slept for a while.
Yeah, and he'll just kind of give a non-committal shrug. At least I'm feeling better now.
Yeah, well, I elected to stay with you, but the others went down to talk to the dragon in the base.
There's a dragon here?
Yeah, beneath the city or something. Kind of a shame. It would have been something different to see, but
He just kind of throws his arms up. Why do I always miss these things?
Well, yeah, would have been something to see, but I I decided to stay and make sure you were okay, and you are, so next time.
Great, I'll just add that to the list of things that I need to do. Thanks,
You and me
Simon.
both.
Thanks for staying with me. I don't know what happened, and I didn't mean to make you worry.
Well, I mean, you could see what happened if you wanted to, could you not?
Maybe? I don't know. I'm still feeling a little groggy, but maybe later.
Well, yeah. Later, if you feel up to it, you can scan over what happened.
Just kind of give a nod, stand up, big stretch, just. So what next?
Well, as I said, the others went down to the Undercroft to talk to a dragon, and I don't know. We could make our way down there, try and catch them, or wait here. Maybe go down to the bar and have some food. Wait, you don't do that.
Just kind of gives you that look.
Or we could go check out the town some more. What do you want to?
I guess it wouldn't be bad to catch up with the others and see what they're doing before splitting off.
I know the reason they went had to do with Timothy. His former hive may have been down there, and they were hoping to get him calmed down.
Yeah, I remember getting a lot of just really garbled stuff from the ant. Well, we can always go and see if they've, had any success. They might still be there, and we might still be able to see the dragon.
Sounds good.
Well, let's go then. Just Raul will kind of put his sword back in that in the sling at his waist and just start heading down the stairs.
I will follow behind him.
He gets out into the street, and he just kind of looks around and is like, "Oh right, I don't know where they are."
Well, the Undercroft. I've been there once.
All right, so you lead the way.
Yeah. I'm not wrong though, right? That's
No,
where
yeah,
I got my stuff.
Yeah, that's where you went down and spoke with Solar.
Okay, cool. Then yes, I will lead him.
Okay.
Hey, what happened with the amber, real quick? Because I disconnected right as we were talking about it.
I gave it to the dragon.
What did he say?
He said, cool, and then I told him I would have to tell his dad that he has it, just in case his dad doesn't want him looking at those kinds of things and touching himself.
Who's the dad?
Asaka.
Wait, what?
He's dad-in-law, I think.
Got it.
It's funny because it works.
Essentially, I mean.
And he's just a little boy dragon.
Not even a teen yet.
He's probably in their teens as far as dragons go. So, the two of you make your way down to the Undercroft, down towards the docks, where you will see the river skiff kind of pulling in, and this knightly-looking centaur tying the boat off that has the rest of your companions in tow, and with Opie riding Timothy, who seems ant-like.
Less frantic.
Less frantic,
Yeah.
certainly.
Seems like they accomplished their mission.
Well, damn it, we missed it. IOB.
Like,
Hey, Rawl, you're up. That's awesome. You guys just missed it. We saw a dragon. It was kind of cool. I mean, from what I hear, it was a smaller one though. Like they're way bigger from other stuff.
Next time I get to see the dragon. Next time I get to see the cool thing.
Oh, so I mean, just to get everybody on the same page, you know that amber I had with the weird evil sword in it, or sword shard in it? I gave it to that guy. He's a dragon. I figure why not? It's probably safer with him than me.
well, we are attempting to find the guy who would want the thing, so
Like,
makes
why would I
sense to
bring
not
it to
have
him?
it with us.
You're right.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Rawl, you had me worried, bud. You were out for a while.
This kind of gives us. I'm sorry to make you worry. I couldn't tell you what happened.
Like, do you remember me yelling in your head at, like, or anything like that?
I mean, I do kind of. You yell in a lot of people's heads, Opie.
I mean, yeah, but I'll have to. Once you're feeling, or if you're feeling 100%, or when we got a place where we can all kick back for a minute, I can let you kind of look at what I did and what I saw, because it was weird, bud.
Okay.
I mean, I just figured you should, like, do you feel like, do you remember things fighting inside your head?
Well, I remember us in the fight.
Oh no, there's like another fight going on in your brain, like afterwards.
I don't remember anything about that.
I do. I'll have to share it with you, when we can link up. Yeah.
Okay. Zymon's got it in his head, this weird thing that you won the fight.
I mean, totally did.
No.
I mean,
I
yeah.
will vouch for Opie.
I mean, it's only logical.
You see, he kind of gives you this kind of scowl that just looks. It's evident that he's not like upset at you, but he's just like.
I don't understand your logic. What are you talking
It's like
about?
logical. No. Logic would be me winning. I'm. No. It's like you feel that he's coming to grips with the fact that he somehow didn't win.
Like, raises his finger, puts it down, raises it, opens his mouth, closes his mouth, puts his finger down, like.
Yeah. It's kind of got that, error reading Pop-Tart and Drive A, abort, retry, fail. I mean, just get the feeling that he just lets it go for the time being.
Yeah, I'll let him read my emotions and thoughts on the fight too when he gets into a more stable place.
Yeah. It's not that he doesn't directly believe you, he just doesn't understand how it could have ended this way. Because he's him.
Yeah, if there's anything I would share with him at some point, I would say, hey, bud, everybody else was there to fight. I was there to win.
At the very least, he doesn't take any objection with that mentality. You kind of get the sense that it's like, maybe that is a better way of looking at it. There's definitely the sense is that he was just happy to be a part of the fight. He's like, and just assumed victory. Just like, wait, no. Okay. But he shrugs it off. Just, so what are we doing now?
Well, I got Timothy calmed down. I don't know. I kind of want to go talk to Sake again. He said he'd find us afterwards, if he could, if he had time. So maybe I just have to wait. He might have a thing for me. That'd be awesome.
Yes, we do drop in from time to time. Just kind of off to the side of your peripheral, there is Asaka leaning on one of the warehouse walls. Just,
I'll turn, point, go. Yep. I knew it'd happen eventually.
how's the tone
Oh,
go?
hello.
Speak of the devil.
Exactly. So, hey, I just told these guys, and I don't know how long you've been sitting there. I know you know about the sword shard we had, right?
Indeed.
And I understand if you're mad or don't want this to be where it is. I thought if I'm looking for the guy who wants these things, because I do believe he was collecting these things, it's probably not safe with me. And we're safer to put something you don't want other people to have, but in the Horde of a Dragon underneath a city of, in my words previously, badasses.
So you gave a piece to an unimaginably powerful and malign artifact to a rather young crystal dragon.
I did.
I
A rather
certainly-
young crystal dragon, like I said, in a pretty secure place.
Well, I'm sure that would thrill him. Just means I'll have to keep an eye on that as well.
I'm sorry to put that on your plate. I think you knew it was probably coming, especially if we're going after, fuckface.
Yes, well, I suppose even in Irthos's care that the shard would do well enough where I can easily access it.
And I think even as a young guy like he is, and I can tell he definitely seems young from the stories I've heard, even as what he is, he's still pretty fearsome in my opinion.
He's got his moments. He's a good boy, though. There's a reason why we put him on the flag, and it's not just to coddle his ego. But here, I will let you have this for your victory, and he will hand you this leather-bound tome that is etched to look like scales and is bound in a thick hide cord.
Hope he'll have a big old smile on his face. Thank you very much. I appreciate this.
Well, a bargain's a bargain, and I do intend to keep mine.
Though I feel like it wasn't much of a fight, aside from the kid going nuts, right?
I was entertained by it.
I kind of feel different. Might not have been much of a fight for the guy who hid from 70% of it.
Obi will chuckle, finger guns, and go, nope, I think you said that wrong. The guy who won.
Yes, that is. Sometimes you have to think smarter, not harder, yes?
It's got to use your mind axe.
Oh dear
Oh,
God, he
mind
doesn't
axe.
have a mind axe, does he?
Well, look at the conversation between Kess and I. If I can tack that on to what else I'll be trying, sure, that'd be great.
God, psychic barbarian. This is no good. Well, I didn't just show up to hand you your prize. What I had a thought and a task for you if you wish to continue on our agreements.
Kess is listening.
If you want a job that I'll point you in the direction of a storehouse of old Exodin lore, I have something that you might be interested in accomplishing.
I'm all ears, guys.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Well, your exploits of the last couple of hours, we'll put it, have caught some attention. A lot of you have made a bit of an entertaining spectacle. As I've been hearing, these new people who have kind of showed up, we've been broadcasting your exploits around town, and there's been some interest. So what I would like from you is one more show.
Hmm.
What I'm thinking is, we've seen you work together as a group. We've seen you scuffle individually amongst yourselves. What I want is to see how you individually work in smaller groups. To break it down for you, what I would like of you is each of you pick 2 individuals and square off against one another. You'll be fresh during each bout, and I want to see how well you perform. Potentials for leadership, how clever you are. No risk, all reward for you. I might kick in a bonus prize should I be sufficiently amused, and we will get to see. Well, we'll have something for the town to buzz about for a little while longer. They've certainly taken notice of some of you. Gives a look over to Opie. Making a face in the public. So if you wish to do this, I assume we have no problem with such a task?
Like, you were thinking we pick a couple strangers to what? Just tiered structure? Like, what are you thinking?
It's round robin. You will fight each of the other teams. We're going to keep the group small so that we can have our rapid fire bouts. I do have the briefest of lists of restrictions that I was thinking of. You can pick 2 teammates apiece, and they can be of anyone with the following restrictions. No deific figures. for, in some event that you've come across them, none who are current or retired members of my personal council or our peers, and no individuals of the citizens council.
What about your son?
That would be part of my peers, as it were.
Just wanted to clarify. Just want to make sure.
My restriction for that is because I've had a direct hand in their upbringing and their equipping. I want to keep things at least relatively sporting. That's why I also keep myself out of the running for your teammates. It just wouldn't be fair.
Well, I completely understand. I just, just kind of interested in, once you said that, that we can pick.
Yes.
He just came to mind, so I wanted to make sure.
But outside of those stipulations, you're free to choose, and I would give you a couple of hours to make your picks, then announce them to me.
Is contacting these partners part of this? Or is there a plan in place for that?
I think it depends entirely on whom you're choosing.
Opie will look to Simon and go, "You want to call Domar, don't you?"
He smiles a bit.
Like, I don't know. Is it alright if it takes like maybe an hour, a couple hours for them to get here? Like, I don't know how quick we can get them here.
I think you need to work out for yourselves whom you want your partners to be. Then approach me and we can assemble, ask, approach. However, we'll go from there.
Well, like we know a couple people in town, which is good. We've got a couple people out back in like the Blackwood that might be able to join us, which would be interesting, like if that's possible. But aside from that, we don't know a whole lot of people in town. Is there a good place to like scope out talent? Like, what's up?
Well, I would like to say that a good amount of my citizenry are worth people's time, but well, the nest is always a possibility. The people wander. I'm sure you know quite a few, and you've got quite a pool I'm sure you can draw from as it is. But if you wish to wander around for a little bit and see whom you can mate, that's up to you. But I say let's give this 2 hours of delegation.
Gotcha. Well, Simon, up to you. If you want me to call either of those guys, I can try to, and then we can always see about how we can get them here.
I mean, you are going to be working against one another, but be as sporting
Right.
as you like.
I mean, I'd never throw my buddy under the bus. That's just mean.
Of course
not. I know who I want to call. Getting them here, getting them here might be the difficult part, but
well, if you're looking for outside talent, I will assure you that I will have little difficulty bringing them here. Rawl's just kind of looking back and around, just
Simon just has a really big smirk on his face.
Well, I will be resting at the administration's building. I have a little bit of paperwork. Come when you have your selections, yes?
Sounds fair.
Cool.
See you soon. And he just kind of waves as he drifts out of sight. So it's another fight.
It is another fight.
Again,
So our pool
immediately,
of-
Rawl's smile is a mile wide.
Ah, that was roll. Yeah, bud. Looks like we're fighting again. Though, I mean, kind of still feel a little loose on like the who we can pick kind of stuff.
Well-
Council can't be peers.
That kind of just led me to believe that just about no one in the city that we've met.
No one in the city that we've then you cut out. Ah, gotcha.
Because I know at least some of the family we've most recently been associating with are or were on the council.
Like I think they were like I don't know. Might still be like guardships. I don't. It's confusing.
I think Adele is on the council, and Adala used to be part of the peers. The others, I think, are fine.
Hmm.
I don't remember
Rawl.
hearing anything about that.
Rawl, you should totally call up Yufari.
He wasn't looking at me with that. I think he was just looking at you guys.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Like he didn't make it clear as whether or not he was. I'm sure it'd be fine if you joined one of us or had your own team.
I don't think it's intended for me to have the team. I didn't get that impression. He kind of was... I don't know, he was kind of avoiding making contact with me. I kind of tried, and I felt kind of a push away.
Well, hey, bud. Before I think it'd be great to put you on one of our teams. Like I'd have you.
Yeah.
But I mean, if nobody else wants to claim dibs, like I don't want to take too much of an advantage. It's flattery for him and myself. It's cute. But maybe before you decide whether or not you want to fight right away again, like let's info dump. Like I want to share with you kind of what happened.
Right here?
Let's head back to the hotel.
Okay. You start piling your way. Easily enough. Do you grab a table, go up to one of your rooms, what?
Probably in privacy in case he reacts poorly.
Okay. You having everyone there, or are you just kind of taking him off to the
I
side?
think everyone there is probably fine. So if at all possible, I'd like to mind meld with him and show him exactly what he did during the combat and what it was like in his head after he was unconscious.
Okay, so you take a couple of minutes and dig around, poke, do all that. He seems a little unsettled by what you were doing in his head. But more of the fact is he's confused that of just what it was, because he doesn't remember any of that.
Right.
I mean,
I'll share my
He-
intentions with what I was trying to do, but yeah.
Yeah, he's like he doesn't sense any form of deception on your part. He believes what you say is true as much as he is almost like refusing to quite come to terms with the fact that no, of course. How could I not have won? You know, he's still kind of on that, like, how could I not have won? Especially seeing, you know, through your memory of what happened. It's like that half acceptance, like, nothing I can do about it now, but I assumes that you embellished some of what happened, but is otherwise content enough. He seems a little curious as to what went on in his head afterwards and the description of how he was behaving, but ultimately he doesn't remember anything after that point, right? But he doesn't. Where his memory's cut off is right when he started controlling Yufari.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. And after giving him that, I'll probably be like, so, yeah. Like, that'd be my only worry if you want to go all out again. Like, maybe you woke up in a good state this time, and that's lucky and good for us. But you seemed like your emotions were all over the place when you were unconscious, and I don't know if that's good, and I don't know if you're going to be you next time.
So I don't go unconscious then.
That'd be a good trick, though. It seemed like it was happening well before that. Like,
Shrugs.
when you started losing memory of what happened, it feels like maybe something else took over. And it could have been one of those guys I talked to. I mean, Vengeance was a real dick, but I put him in his place. But, you know, strange.
It's weird. You described them and they seem kind of familiar. But it doesn't quite feel like me. It doesn't seem like it. It seems kind of like me, but different flavor?
I mean, could be. It could be just another you. I like the you that we got, you know. I'd hate to deal
Agreed.
with some of the other yous.
Well, as far as I know, there's only one me.
All right. I mean, your call.
I think I'd be okay to play.
Cool.
But I don't think I want to put people together.
That's fair. Well, who do you want to team with? That's my question.
Well, if I throw myself in the running, I'm going with one of you, right? I'm
Sure.
okay. I'm okay fighting alongside any of you.
You're welcome with any of us.
Well, I
It's-
think at this point, one of us has to say yes.
Well, I would hope that you'd want to be on the winning team and be picking me. But I'll leave it up to you who decides you want to win more.
So who wants to win more? I've already proven I can.
Opie just takes that knife and just poke.
Stab.
There's a smile on Rawl's face, and it's genuine, but so is
I'm
the
going to
slight
to murder
twitch.
you.
So
Yeah.
There's that slight twitch at the corner of Rawl's eye. He's like, yeah, you got it that time.
Or rub
Obviously,
salt
I
in
was-
his wounds.
Obviously, I wasn't thinking right. Obviously, something was off. It was an off day. Of course, if I was in my complete right mind, you would be beaten. Wouldn't be any question about it.
Rawl, if I have a couple people in mind, and one may or may not pan out, and if it doesn't, it would be great to have you on my team and stick it to.
We either win or I get to beat you. I'm happy.
So, okay, yeah. At this point, does anybody need me to contact people for them that they have in mind? I've got 2 spell slots left that are capable of doing that.
Gonna see if I can put it out there, but what about Julian?
Trying to remember Julian. Which one's Julian?
He's the one I was sparring with on the
In
air scene.
Delicio's place.
Oh, yeah.
I have one from there as well, so it maybe we could do 2.
Gonna do a 2 for 1 at them? Okay.
Well,
Well,
I
if you
mean,
guys
one
can-
of my picks is from there as well, so if we could maybe use the spell to contact, like, Indelicio and explain the situation, maybe we could get both for one spell.
My only worry about that is the political implications, being that they're pouty at each other.
Precisely why I said one of mine might not work.
Yeah, very true.
My other pick is a given.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's me, duh.
Clearly.
Who doesn't want to meet Shield?
Opie knows Zyman far too well to not know who it is.
Well, here's
Yeah.
here's the thing. Kess, you have to choose 2 people. None of the 4 of you are going to be on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
You're each picking 2 allies from the people you know that aren't a part of the council, Asaka's personal guard, or people that who have current or former members of his personal staff, we'll say. And if by some miracle, no divine entities.
That's
Sorry,
just not fair.
sorry, Zyman, you can't pray to Ravoon and have him come and smite them.
Does that mean Opie can't perform either?
That wasn't part of the plan, so
No,
this
dude,
is
I'm
fine.
a dragon. It's okay. I always wanted to take that flaw. I openly think I'm a dragon.
I mean, that would be fun.
But I'm very much so not.
Yeah. Be a WoW style bronze dragon. You're just the midget variety.
Well, shit, of people that we know and that we've met.
Dantis wouldn't be a bad idea, probably, for Fluffy.
Well,
Domar would be a better choice for me.
yeah, I think he wants results within a few hours, and I don't have the spell oomph to go after those people.
He
To get
also
definitive yes or no.
he also mentioned to come with your choices.
So it sounds like
implying that he can likely get the word out. You just need to come up
Gotcha.
with who you want.
So make a ranked list. So he can probably get the word out and get him here. So if you can make a ranked list, he'll see if he can't fulfill it for you.
What class was Toya again? She was the
Grave
life-
cleric.
Yeah, she was the grave cleric.
Which would not be a bad choice for anyone.
I mean, you've had adventures spanning a ways. You've had several days worth of encountering new and wondrous people here. You've got a deeper pool than perhaps you understand.
I'll go talk to Toya.
So, what is people's, we'll say, wish list?
I'll talk. Toya. Yufari wouldn't be a bad idea for me.
Are we gonna do a draft?
I
the-
PM'd you my 2 picks.
I saw.
I'll put a third one in the hat
Mm.
because I doubt I can get both of those two. The blacksmith from the games.
Oh, the one that was giving her into your eyes, or was that somebody else in there? I don't remember.
Hmm?
I think that's who he means.
Good, call that one. He'll throw her into your office game so hard.
The fuck? Oh, what? Oh, I know you're talking. Son of a bitch. The vendor will look at you in disgust.
Wow.
With
Kess immediately starting to think in off the wall kind of tactics there.
I wasn't thinking.
I see how you're doing me.
I was thinking more of survival. He was able to win that game.
He didn't win, but he placed third.
Was it the chick that won the first? The one that performed in the wedding gown?
Yes, in that one. It was a blue-skinned individual, blue-skinned woman who, well, no, the ball gown one in the first round. That's Jin, and no, she didn't place terribly high, but she's essentially been the media darling of Ether, going around doing interviews, performing advertisements, things of that nature. But also along those lines, you did see Jin at Asaka's mansion. So that might be a tip.
Jin may not be available then.
It's unlikely.
Yeah.
So, mad out of character. If nobody else wants Rawl, I'll take him. But I would love to fill my spot 3 with somebody else, specifically Darling.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say this.
I'll take Rawl. If
Individually, you need to find a way of how to split people up amongst yourselves, or at the very least get a short list and see who picks who. Or we can have you roll initiative and each pick one down the line.
Could do that. I'll talk to Rawl real quick. So Rawl, would you be able to work with Yufari or Toya on the team?
I've got nothing against them.
Just want to make sure.
I don't have any problem trying to think of people I wouldn't want to work with.
Oh, I gotcha. Just want to make sure. I don't want to pick someone that you may not want to work with or anything like that.
No, there's one.
Who's that?
Tucker. Tucker sucks.
Fuck Tucker. Like, God, I'd almost want to pick Green Ranger if I... no, it's not
wasn't
happening.
that the one that Opie was like, hey, you should go get a drink. Wasn't that Tucker?
Tucker or Todd or some T name.
Yeah, that was exactly who it was. Tucker was the mage.
God damn it.
Tucker
Yeah,
was the was the townie mage.
gotcha.
Apparently, Rawl doesn't quite like Tucker. But then again, nobody seemed to like Tucker, and maybe he's just feeding off of everyone's opinion of Tucker.
Like, even Tucker doesn't like Tucker sometimes.
Tucker is filled with self-loathing. So he acts out and causes other people to not like him. Lessons in psychology, people.
So, Raul, who would you pick? What would your be if it was?
Well, like
me
if
and
I
you?
was running a team?
Yeah. If you had to pick one person.
If I had to pick one, well, if I was running a team, I'd be picking 2 people, right?
True.
Well, that's not fair, because I would just flat out win.
I'll tell you what. If me and you are on a team, you can run the team, because I will tell you what. I can't run shit when I'm enraged. It's single-minded fury.
Well, yeah.
So,
And if you do your job right, everything would be fine.
very true.
Ooh.
If I don't get gang raped by 2 sorcerers.
Did you
That's
get right up
swell.
next to them? No. And that's where you screwed up. He's not letting you go for that. He knows what you do, and you didn't do your job.
To be fair, he wasn't himself.
Those spells,
This is true.
that almost hurt as much as those spells did. Oh, man.
He just kind of gives you a smile and pats you on the head. It's obvious he's teasing you, but, there's that look of, you know what you're supposed to do in a fight.
So, if you were running a team, who would you go for?
Who would I go for it in a team?
Because I was thinking Toya would be a good pick, being a cleric.
Toya's not a bad choice. I mean... You know what? No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you my secrets in case we have to do this again. And I feel more
Clever.
like running one. He just kind of gives you a little bob and...
Go with your gut, man.
You can see the wheels kind of turning in his head. He's just like,
I got the wheels turning in his head now.
Can one of my selections not be a person, but every scroll from a certain store?
Lol.
What about the scroll keeper? Because if he's still alive, he can outmaneuver the
It's true, I could.
I love the fact that it's always preceded when talking about Randolph as if he's still alive.
We have no idea. Nobody checked. He could be very much so dead.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I mean, I think just through RP alone, we've established that arcane scrolls in your world are very dangerous.
They can be.
Especially if you anger them.
Things have got personality around here.
So, then with that being said, my top 3 would be Toya.
Do you want to show your hand, or should you just all draw straws?
Well,
and
I
then-
already mentioned the 3 that I really want to go
Well,
for.
I know, but I mean, do you want to just draw straws and then you get your picks,
No,
Sure, I think it's
or
fair.
at least around?
I say let's roll d20 and see who gets what.
I don't think we have enough dice for that.
Oh no, I mean, the roll a d20 each, and then
Yeah, no, I know what you mean out of character.
You must do a voice, sir.
There's Raul knows that there are actual gaming dice hanging around in somebody's pockets around here.
Actually, I have got dice. Kess actually does.
Yeah,
have
I
that.
know. They're mostly just your standard brick dice.
Oh, you guys want to get together and play Fate then?
No.
In
Guys,
character.
I know about this really cool game. You draw up a character who you will pretend you.
Kess doesn't know about this shit. Fuck off. Opie, on the other hand.
A lot of Fate.
Opie has a 13th level insurance broker named Stan.
Yes. Actually, he's a former football player. Like in high school, he was a football player. Now he's an insurance broker, and like every now and then he hits his kid a little bit, but that's just because his kid isn't living up to what he thinks he could be. That's weird.
Oh my god. The meta has just folded in on itself.
Sometimes Stan drinks a little too much, and he swears he's not that attracted to the mailman, but.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Like he's been with his wife for like 30 years, and it shit gets stale, man.
Wait, did Opie just paraphrase the synopsis to American Beauty?
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay, so how we are going to handle this is, yes, everybody will roll a d20. They will be rolling essentially treasure initiative, but high to low, everyone will get start getting their picks.
Okay.
So
Are we
go ahead.
go for a roll?
Go for roll.
Woot.
All right, so you got a 17. Zyman got a 2. Kess got
Not
a
mad
9.
about my low roll one bit, because if anybody picks my picks, they're not intelligent.
Wow. Okay.
Well, so if one of your picks happened to be your girlfriend, I might pick her anyway, because I know she's at least a 5th level caster, probably better, with as
And
many
with-
times as she was able to do sending.
That and to throw Fluffy off his game.
If I was that horrible.
I mean, Opie knows that. He has to know that because he knows Zyman.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rawl holds the straws. Everybody draws one. A reindeer gets the longest stick and gets to make the first pick.
I'll look at Rawl and be like, "Aren't you pulling one?
No.
No, he's on a team.
Come on, you know you want to."
Look,
Right.
Kess, I would love to just wipe the floor with all of you with my handcrafted team, but I'm gonna let you guys make your decisions.
Come on, peer pressure.
Shush.
That's funny.
Reindeer, you have your first choice.
My first choice, since I am a squishy, I will go ahead and pick Tristan Latressa
Tristan.
for, yes,
All
a
right.
little bit of beat your face in.
Oh,
Strong
Picrio,
call.
you have your pick.
Thinking over all the people that we've seen in the last couple of days and before. Top of the wish list, Vantis.
Fantas. Okay. Kess, you have your choice next.
Guess we'll take a deep breath and think for a second.
He overheats. Oh my god, he's not water cooled.
I'm gonna say Julian. Unless, once again, because of the kind of rivalry thing.
Well, you don't know just yet. You're basically essentially you're deciding amongst yourselves. You're picking your two top tiers and then 2 alternates. Essentially, is what's going on here.
Gotcha.
Zyman.
Lilith Delmonus.
Okay. Sin, your second dream pick.
Hmm. It's kind of a hard decision. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll continue with that pick. I'll go with Adala.
Adala is not eligible.
Son of a bugger.
Yeah,
All right.
Adala has worked directly in Asaka's unit.
Okay. All right.
And just as a thing, as Rawl had pointed out earlier, same thing with Adele. Well, Adele is part of the Citizens Council.
All right. So Adele and Adala are no.
They are no.
All right.
Honestly, they are way too fucking high level to be part of this.
That's great.
They are literally both 20th level.
Oh God.
Those characters have been around longer than. Yeah.
They've seen some shit.
Well,
know
I
they've
guess
been
my
around
next
for
pick
10
would be to go with Darling.
Clever.
I did it purposely. Of
I know you did.
course I did.
Arender just wants to be close to those Jubblies.
I mean, me too, bud. Me too.
Hope he's already been there.
He wants to be near the motion physics.
I'm gonna look over at Opie and say, you know, it's my turn now.
Which brings us, Opie, what is your second choice?
Oh God. Now this makes it tough. Toya's still on the table, so is Galanine. Toya would be an incredibly strong member. Nobody picked Toya up, right?
Toya is still a free agent, essentially.
Yeah. I could also double Paladin combo by getting Domar and Vantis on my team, which would be gross. And kind of make up for the lack of a healer.
Potentially.
Because they can heal also, right?
I'll call out Toya.
Opie will pick Toya.
There goes that.
All right. Kess, your second pick.
I'm gonna go Rawl. If Rawl's willing.
Rawl is Rawl was starting to look a mite put out, but you picked him, and he'll give a nod and kind of take a step closer to you. Zyman, what is your second pick?
Assuming that we're operating under the assumption that it is within the realm of possibility, Bother.
Okay.
Complete unknown, but I like that.
I was thinking the same thing, but I had no idea what class she is. So it would have been
Neither do I.
which may be extremely valuable. Watch, she's a rogue.
Now, we are assuming the Celestine Bother.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple bothers.
Well,
At least
fuck
two.
the imposter.
At least
Wow.
a big letter. Like 1 of 9 or something. I don't know.
Shots fucking fired. Arendir, your first alternate pick.
Out of curiosity, the dragon that we just met, could that person be possibly part of my team?
Cass
The
already
dragon?
asked about
Well,
that before we
review
did
review what you know about Irthos.
Young dragon lives in a cave. Oh yeah, okay,
Engaged to the prince.
yeah, I'll take that.
Plus the son of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus the fact that Kess, right when he was middle of talking about it, I'm like, what about your son?
Well. Hmm.
That was my first thought, because I would want to see dragons fight.
His actual son would be a fun choice too.
Yeah.
The question is which one?
If only
So-
we knew him.
The,
Who do we still
Exactly.
have that's on the table right now? I
the
mean,
answer is yes.
What was that?
so
Render?
who's still available, anyways?
You've got a lot of people on the table. I mean,
Anyone we've come across
yeah.
so far?
Who have you met so far?
So Galanine's still out there. The weird scroll dwarf is out there. Euphrates is out
Roland, right?
there. Yeah, Roland. Euphrates is still an option. There's still Domar. There's Sonia and her friend.
Sonia, Michelle, Maurice, if you wanted to give that a shot.
Do
Dude,
it.
Maurice might show up with just all kinds of epic gear.
You know, what? I'll take
I mean,
I'll take
there's
Sonia. I'll go with
Okay.
Sonia. Fuck it. Why not?
your first alternate is Sonia.
Yep.
All right, Opie, your first alternate.
Domar.
Okay, Kess.
Who is the guy that was throwing the cannonballs?
That was Vista. Well, between Vista and Bother, they were delivering the cannonballs to you.
Okay.
By cannonballs, the explosives.
Yeah. So I will take Galanine.
Galanine is your alternate. Zyman.
Euphari.
All right, final alternate, Arendir.
Yeah, I'll also take Michelle. Why not?
Opie.
Sorry, I was in the other room. I will take Scroll Dwarf.
Damn
Randolph.
That's what I was going for.
If he's still alive. Kess.
Well, there goes my idea who I had on the back burner. For my final one and for climactic sake. I'll take Vista.
And last but not least, Zyman.
Domar.
Domar is an alternate to somebody else. I don't.
Was he?
Opie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Opie had taken him as his first.
Oh, okay.
Opie's got them both.
I'm trying to think of if you could technically double up on the alternates, but we'll say that one is Team Opie for now.
There's one person that no one has mentioned.
Are you going to give your friends, your potential rivals, advice?
Yeah. What's his name? The Black.
I just had a really good idea of who I would want
Cedric.
to.
Yeah, I was
Damn.
really hoping Opie was gonna call on Cedric.
That
Just
would be
pull
great.
his ass here.
You could always, if this is possible, maybe that Formian Taskmaster.
I'll just give you a little piece of it. It couldn't be Cedric if for any reason that he qualifies as former member with Asaka.
I may have to step away in a minute. Grunty is starting to become active a little.
Okay.
I was kind of excited there for a second. I'm like, can I change my first pick?
What, you were gonna try for Zedric?
I mean, why the hell not?
I was seriously hoping Opie would say that.
I kind of thought he would, honestly.
I mean,
That's not fair. He's got legendary resistance.
at least one. So yeah, I mean, there is that.
All the
Things can happen.
fairy peoples have already been chosen, yeah.
Galadin has not.
Let's see,
Gal
we
was
got-
somebody's alternate, I think.
Gal is
forgot.
Kess's alternate. Yeah, it looks like the entire Latressa clan has been, or available Latressa clan has been selected in one spot or another.
Yeah, Holy Pokes wasn't picked, and neither were the Rangers.
If Quinn's given Green Ranger a actual character sheet, that might be worthwhile.
It would be.
I mean, it's not like I had already altered the Green Ranger's sheet in preparation for the eventuality.
Michelle, then, I guess?
Michelle has already been picked by Arendir.
Damn it, I thought he picked Sonya. Whatever,
He
then
did. He
Sonya.
picked both of them.
Oh, fuck. Well, then fuck it. Green Ranger.
It is second alternate after all.
Should have said White Ranger since it's the alternate.
Okay. So, we have everybody's picks, and you can head by the administration building and present your list to Asaka.
I will go last because I want to talk to him for a minute.
So you've got your two primaries, your two alternates. Just well, some of this might take some finagling.
Hey, if it takes a couple extra minutes, it won't bother me. Opie hands up the leather-bound book that Asaka had given him, and he will smile.
Yes, I'm sure you're going to be quite busy studying furiously.
And with that, Opie fucks right the hell off.
Yeah.
I got some reading to do.
Now, I mean, looking at this, you have some names that I recognize, some that I don't. Not going to be a problem for contacting them, mind you, but I'm not entirely certain of how good an idea it is for me to directly contact some of these people.
Opie can wander back in the room and he says, well, if you need me.
If you're looking to have these people, and I'm sure you understand it is your choices from Celestine.
Yes.
I will certainly facilitate you asking them, but I don't think I think an explanation coming from me might sound, well, potentially leading.
Agreed, but an invitation might help to strengthen some diplomatic bonds.
Or at the very least, put the most recent visit in mind in a more positive light, if even by a step.
Or at least see old friends.
I can't exactly say that I have any friends in Celestine. But I can put one of you into contact with them enough to attempt your negotiation.
Hope we will backfuck the hell off. He doesn't need to have this conversation.
He's got dinosaurs to study.
Mhm.
Well,
I will contact them, I suppose.
very well. Step forward. Who is it that you're looking to contact?
I'm looking for bother. Kess was looking for a couple.
No, I see who you want on your list, but if you're going to do the talking, who do you want to be doing the talking to?
Indelicio.
I suspected. So he'll kind of reach up and tap on your forehead, and you feel a little bit of a lurch in your consciousness as you feel the presence of a familiar mind.
Ipala?
Simon, what?
Yes.
May I
Well,
help you?
remember those diplomatic favors?
I remember what I had asked of you.
Well, I'm working on them, and here in Ether.
Yes, I remember
And-
depositing you there.
Yes, well, we may. Well,
Take a breath.
Asaka has tasked us with forming a couple teams to test us, I suppose. And a couple of our picks for teammates come from your people.
He wishes to test.
If nothing else, I feel it is a good opportunity to show good faith.
Do explain one more time what is Lord Commandantes' intent here?
He wants to have us battle one another with teams of 2 additional people to gauge our leadership and tactics.
I see. This is interesting information.
Yes, and I can see where it could be a problem, but we had to pick from the best people we had available, and quite a few members of your crew have made it onto our lists.
Well, I am flattered that we are looked at so highly. Whom are you looking for, if I might ask?
I personally am looking to possibly borrow your Catmander, and I believe Vista and Julian were mentioned.
I cannot say that that surprises me much. It's a long pause, just kind of drawn out. I suppose that it could be a measure of subtle superiority if one of Celestine's chosen would be able to take a victory here. You do realize that I would be holding you personally responsible for their safety.
You cut out there. You would be holding me what?
I would be holding you personally responsible for their safety.
That is understandable.
I can allow you to borrow my right and left hand. As I imagine you explain kind of what the format is here, and Indelicio will allow you to basically take on Bother and Julian without issue, or without with only the subtlest warning that these two are to return to him safely.
Which two was it again?
Bother and Julian.
Copy that.
Of course, that is the plan, to return safely. And I hope that I get to return as well sometimes.
You should ask him if he's going to come and watch.
You're not there, Kess.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It isn't a bad point, though. But I would leave that up to him.
It depends on if you're bringing up that point.
That is very fair, and I understand that it's my responsibility to keep them safe. But if you wanted to pop in and see the show yourself, it might be worth it. Make an appearance. But that's entirely up to you.
I would not assume my own invitation, Simon. If you were to secure me one, I believe I would be more at ease to know that my close associates are well.
I will see what I can do, and I look forward to possibly seeing you in the near future.
Yes, do get back to me. There will kind of be a little bit of a disconnect and a drift. As you're kind of left with your own consciousness kind of coming back to you, and Asaka kind of pulling his fingers away from your forehead. Just, well, it's good to know that he's doing well.
Oh, so you were listening in?
I take my liberties where I can.
Well,
Interesting.
that's to be expected, but how about that invite?
Yes, I can send an invitation. At the very least, maybe this time he'll be able to see the majesty of my city from something other than the stolen balcony seat from his last drop-in.
Well, diplomacy and all that.
Yes, indeed. So, am I then to assume we have no other contestations? No.
Be right back.
Ah. I'm sure that I can assemble the rest of your crew. I believe that it would be possible for each of you to get your top 2 picks. So,
Woot woot.
I will give you the rest of the evening to prepare yourselves, discuss amongst yourselves, and I will call upon you to enter our glorious final bout with you for setting you upon your own well-earned tasks.
Ooh. So this might be out of character, though I could pop back in as Opie. Is this intended to be an Iron Man round robin, or will we be fresh each time?
You'll be fresh each time.
Oh, buddy, I should have just picked sorcerers.
So, yeah. We have our teams. Kess is getting Julian and Rawl. Opie gets Vantis and Toya. Orendir gets Tristan and Darling. Zyman gets Lilith and Bother.
Zyman is practically skipping back to the hotel.
A monkey wrench might have been thrown if nobody had picked Rawl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm super glad somebody did. Like, I was trying to make it clear that I didn't want to, but please God, somebody do it.
Oh, Rawl was definitely alternate pick for me, like top priority if somebody else hadn't got to him. But Lilith and Bother, this is like, yes, this has to happen.
See, I kind of wish I had gone into more detail in my backstory, because I think picking a few more Man of Tau wizards would have been hilarious.
That probably would have been funny.
You should have called on Confucius or whatever.
Oh, Confucius would have been good, though. He's a professor. He might be 20 levels or something.
He would have. See, there's nothing stopping that one from showing up. That would have been legal for you to have chosen.
So did you get your scroll wizard?
No, I didn't need him. Crap. I already made my picks. I gotta live with them.
Well, here's the thing.
Question on that.
Here's the thing. You do have your alternates. I will allow you to choose between them. You have your 4 picks. If you want to switch one out for your alternates, I will allow for it.
I was actually going to ask, are we allowed to switch not in combat but in between rounds? Since he said that we'd be fully rest in between.
You are basically picking your 2 allies to go into these fights with, and that's for the entire string.
Oh, okay.
Although, the thought of having a couple of people to switch in and out would be kind of fun, but I'll keep that on the back burner for some chaos.
Gotcha.
That's so here's my problem. If I were to put Confucius on my alternate table and swap him in, it would have to be for Toya, because I want Vantis's potential damage output. So that's fucking rough.
Yeah, for this go around, you have your 4 choices, and you can which 2 you take into your fight.
Yeah.
I am totally cool with my 2 primaries, if
I'm
for
good
no
with
other reason than the lulls.
I'm good with all 4 of my picks that I have.
Well, yeah, but your first, you have to pick the 2 that are going with you.
Well, we only got permission to bring Julian, so
They
Vista
are
wasn't-
going to be available to you.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you want it, you have your choice between Julian, Rawl, Gal, and Vista.
You better take Rawl.
Oh, I plan on taking
Mhm.
it all.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Last minute swap Rawl out. See what'll happen.
Arena explodes.
Is it getting warm in here? What's going on? I don't. Oh no.
So
you ever
I
see
will
the end of Carrie? Uh,
I'll take Rollo aside and be like, all right, you've met Julian, you've met everyone. Who should I take? It's you, me, and one other.
well, I didn't.
Julian is
Julian.
good. I thought you met
Okay.
him on the.
Well, no, he didn't spend any time with him.
yeah,
Rawl didn't spend time with any of the Celestine people that you know of.
Yeah, I forgot he was always like watching over the side of the ship while we were flying.
Yeah, he was out and about. Like literally, you saw him kind of leaping from rooftop to rooftop and just kind of exploring.
So, Gal, knows how to hold her own,
Mm-hmm.
and wouldn't be bad to have a band-aid in case we get really messed up.
Well, you do get the snot smacked out of you a lot.
No, yeah. So,
I mean, the choice is yours. If who you want to pick, you got 4 people, 2 choices, right?
you know what? I think I'll go with Julian.
Okay.
I know, and I'll keep Gal on the side just in case.
Well, from what I understand, they're going to just not be part of the fight
Yeah.
at that point.
But I need to actually.
I mean, you can take Galanine along with you and Julian if you want to.
No. Nah. You're sticking. You're stuck.
Good, I thought you wanted to win too.
You're stuck in combat. We're definitely gonna have some fun with this.
Well, it's because we're gonna win.
If I may ask, what is Vista?
I don't know. What is Vista? What do you know about him?
Well, I mean, combat-wise,
I don't know. What do you know about him?
he likes explosives.
I mean, that's the fun part. You're basing all of your, you based all your choices of what you knew about them.
He's a vampire, and he likes explosives. What else is there to know?
I mean,
He laughed before he was dropping the explosives for the first time. Bombs
Mischief.
away!
so you're going with your first 2 picks of Julian and Rawl.
Yeah, I will take Julian and Rawl.
Okay.
I mean, just to throw it out there, man. A life cleric on you, a barbarian, is fucking powerful.
It
Like,
is-
because every bit of healing they do to you, it's literally double the healing, or
Yeah.
not double for you because you're wolf totem, but it's pretty fucking good.
it is.
This is true, and life clerics do get enhanced healing abilities.
I may have to think a little more. Hold
Okay,
on.
so
Gotta pick
we'll
up front here real quick.
we'll come back to what your picks amongst your 4 are. Opie, Vantis, Toya, Domar, Randolph.
So Vantis is the one that I pissed off for a minute because I took his wand, right?
Yes, he was commanding the Fordring's Crossing branch of the Silver Lanterns.
As far as combat prowess, did I get more of a feeling for that from Vantis or Domar?
They're both skilled in combat, whereas Domar is more offensively aligned. Vantis seems to be more of the defensive player. I mean, Domar's got a giant two-handed greatsword. Vantis fights with a sword and shield.
Domar. Gotta pick Domar.
All right. And who is the second person on your team?
It's tough. Toya could be really good, but I kind of want to see if I can't sneak in Confucius.
Well, it
Oh,
was
fuck it,
not
let's
one of
go
your
Toya.
was not one of your 4 picks.
That's fair. So in that case, Toya.
Toya, okay. Yeah, I was kind of wondering who was first of all, if anybody was going to catch on that they could pick from literally or just about anybody, and then who otherwise.
That was my tough part. I couldn't even remember Confucius' name.
I seriously
So-
was really debating on the scroll wizard.
Arendir,
That's right.
Tristan, Darling, Sonia, Michelle.
Well, Tristan, I'm definitely keeping him. I need tank. I need up in your face damage. You said Sonia and Michelle and Darling. So
Those were the 3 others you picked.
I'm just gonna stick with the original 2. I'm gonna keep Darling in there.
All right, Tristan and Darling. Zyman, I don't even think I really need to ask.
Nope.
Final thoughts, Kess?
Let's go
Like,
Gal.
I forget Julian, dude. What did he do again?
The only knowledge anyone has is Kess sparred with him.
I know
He's a decent swordsman, as for what Kess knows.
oh yeah. And when I was going up against him, he was playing. And I thought he was going all out.
He was definitely giving you a run for the money, but then again, this was also a little while ago.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to take the cleric, as tactically it makes a good decision based off 3 swordsmen with no backup.
Okay, so you're choosing Galanine and
Correct.
who's your second? You're breaking up.
What was that again?
Okay, so you've decided on Galanine. Who's your last member?
Oh, Rawl, of course. Rawl's definitely in there for the money.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let him get out.
You're not going to leave him to his own devices.
Nope. I gave him the chance to create his own team. He didn't want to.
He wanted to see if anybody was going to pick him first. Because he would have jumped in if nobody had picked him.
So I waited the 1 round to see who was gonna pick, and that's why I went for second.
I had faith in you, bud.
Let him sit on the edge.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't going. No one puts Raw in the corner.
You never know, dude. He could go psycho and you could win.
Could win.
Or he could burst me into flames.
I mean, there's a non-zero chance of that happening.
So, mention to, yeah, never mind.
Mhm.
I'll wait.
Keep your strategizing for.
Oh no, not strategizing. I was mentioning that I wanted to talk or put my submission in last, to talk with him also.
Oh yeah, you can get a word in to Asaka after the fact. I don't think anybody need he'll be around for a little bit to do the final prep with to the final request for anybody. But yeah, you can pull Asaka aside.
All right. I'll ask him if he's got a moment. I know he's busy.
I've got a couple, thankfully. What can I do for you, Master Dwarf?
I've got an inquiry. Not sure who, but I know you've been around a lot and know far greater than I do.
Let's dispense with the flattery. What is it that you need?
I'm looking to change something about myself. Self-improvement, we'll say. And I'm trying to figure out who or where to go ahead and start, because it's not something easy. I want to change my my training as a barbarian. I want to go down a different animal pact path.
You think that your reverence is misplaced?
For what I use for my training and everything, it has benefited me. But with my new group and new endeavors, I think it's better that I go a different route. It has served me well in the past, but now I've got to look to different ends.
What spirit do you revere now?
I really would go for the bear.
What spirit do you revere currently?
The wolf.
Are you not getting along with your companions?
Oh, I definitely do. But I have started... Oop. Hold on a second. Come here, Trevina. Started seeing myself more as a protector at the same time now.
Interesting.
So instead of trying to isolate, I still try to isolate, my opponent and surround them, but also now I am trying to take attention away from others and take the hits.
Well, you wouldn't be the first who've come to me for a change in perspective. But I tell you, to attract the reverence and the gaze of one of these great spirits is no idle task. Perhaps I can point you in the right direction to see if the spirit would even accept you.
I would
Seeing
definitely...
as you are finding your loyalties conflicted.
I would definitely appreciate it and be willing to give it a shot and see if it accepts me or finds me acceptable.
Well, I will take your desire into consideration.
I appreciate it.
And with a little bit of time, I'm sure that I can at least set you on the path of your self-discovery, we'll put it. But for the moment, we will have you focus on your task at hand.
Very much so. I appreciate your time.
Of course. Is there anybody who wants to speak with Asaka while he is still here? Otherwise, he's going to start arranging things.
I'm all good.
Simon is skipping to the hotel.
Sure he is.
Okay. Well, I'd say that's good for now. We've got our last little bit to go on here before you guys are sent on your merry ways to chase whatever next thread that you decide to pick up. There's quite a few hanging about.
Gotcha.
Oh, you guys. I'm glad somebody picked Rawl, but I'm also kind of sad somebody picked Rawl.
If you want,
That's fair.
I can always take Julian if you want. If you really want. Rawl
Oh
to have his-
no, you made your call. You
I
made your
mean, no
call.
matter what, somebody was going to pick Rawl.
Oh, I know.
I was getting a feeling. I wasn't too worried about it, but it just in the back of my mind it's like, okay, here's Rawl's pick list.
Who was his pick list? Yufari.
I'll tell you, one person had it right with their alternate picks.
Go on.
And that was Zyman.
Say it wasn't me. I could tell you that.
Yeah, he doesn't. He
He doesn't
he
know
never,
the other two, so that's
he's only briefly seen
briefly
Sonya and
met
Michelle.
them. So
Yeah, not enough to get attached or even to really know who they are. But no, Zyman's picks were going to be Rawl's team if you didn't pick him. He was going to get Yufari and Thomas.
Nice.
He was going to pick up the two Rangers.
Fucking A, man.
And I kind of think that you guys would have been fucked.
I
Yeah.
would not have been like opposed to having that as my team, but nope. I went with the fun choice.
Like, he could call his team the Darkest Night Ranger.
The Dark Ranger. The Lone Ranger. Because technically Thomas is the only Ranger, so the Lone Ranger.
He's the Lone Ranger that matters.
You're
Well,
you're assuming that Thomas would be left in charge. But
Like,
yeah.
hey, Rawl would be a great pick. He's bursty in damage. I think Tristan was a good get.
Tristan's a good tank.
He's almost Zyman as far as tankiness, or is
Yeah.
on par.
Tristan didn't quite get too much room to shine, but that'll be good.
So, Quinn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work also. Of course, just now talking with Asaka on that matter. I know Opie on his list is to change a person. I figure also working with Opie may be a good position also for that.
Maybe.
Opie probably wouldn't be good to get you to spiritually connect with a, spirit animal. Like, I feel like that, I don't know if Arendir's the right kind of druid for that, but a druid would definitely be the right place to go. Like,
Hence the
Arendir
reason
being more
why.
circle of life,
Yeah, you would probably
Um,
need to find someone more in tune
But-
with an animal spirit.
The beast,
Right.
like the beast forms.
Like, finding another bear barbarian might do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a bear barbarian, Finding a circle of the moon druid. I'm
One of the
sure there's different paths that can be taken for this.
Oh,
That's one of the
Yeah,
reasons why I wanted to talk to Asaka about it also. And I think Opie would, be also. He may not be the best for the spirit part of it, but, easing my mind so that way I can focus.
like if you let Opie go rooting around in your brain, he's gonna want you to rage on command, and he's gonna figure out why it works, how it works, and what he can do to make it work better.
Oh
I'm down
God,
for that.
I just imagine like 2 weeks later, Opie has like a little push clicker that just makes that noise, and he just Pavlov's Kess into a rage by making a clicking noise.
Opie is now Owen Grady.
Yes, yes, he
Yes.
is.
Kess is mid-drink of a beer. All you hear is click, click. And Opie just, fades into the back of the bar room.
I saw a
here's-
post where there was a person who had pretty much conditioned themselves, so operant conditioned themselves into being happy.
No, I saw that post. I don't
Where it's
remember
like,
where.
no,
but I saw
whenever
it.
I'm not happy, I just make this. I have this clicker I hit, and I am forced to think happy thoughts. Holy shit, that's fucked up.
Yeah, they Pavloved themselves. It was kind of brilliant, but kind
And
of
very-
scary.
Yeah.
Pavlov, what do you mean?
So operant conditioning is using positive reinforcement to positive reinforcement to respond to good behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you ring a bell and you feed a dog, ring a bell, feed a dog, ring a bell, feed a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So this girl had basically got a clicker, and whenever she felt a happy thought, she would hit the clicker, to the point where when she wasn't feeling happy, she could then just hit the clicker and she would have a happy thought.
That'd be
Yeah.
horrible.
It's
Right.
a little troubling, but interesting.
Maybe the happy thought was throwing the clicker at someone.
Could be.
I mean, you never know. It made her happy, whatever that was.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Oh god, I want to change my team. Can I just have 2 more me's?
Yeah, no,
Two mirror images.
we can't double up on people. That'd be terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I actually surprised no one thought about it. You said anyone, right?
Go on.
I'm surprised Opie didn't take his other character.
Hope
I
he
don't
doesn't
know him.
his other character.
They were in the arena.
So
They were outside.
doesn't mean
you.
he doesn't. They don't. It could just be a well-dressed. It just could be a noble. No
Very
talent, no
true.
nothing.
But
mean,
he said that you could take anyone that was in the city.
Well, I mean, that you got to do it in character.
Yeah, I mean, sure, there's nothing stopping you from grabbing random schmo off the street, and maybe
Yeah,
it'll work out for you, but what's the reason to actually do it when there are more apparent choices?
Oh, I know.
Right.
I was actually debating on going to a bar and, causing a ballroom brawl. And seeing what happened.
Oh, you
And
said
then you don't
ballroom
get to
ball.
participate in the tournament because you're in jail.
And then Asaka's like, what the fuck were you doing?
Might
You
trust
need
me.
to find friends.
Trying to find people on a team.
But, yeah, no, I mean, the fucked up thing is I think even if we had walked into the nest and said hi to the other guy, he's a glorified accountant right now.
Oh, I meant Mort.
Yeah, no, right now Mort is nothing more than a glorified accountant.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
handling the nest's books. It's one of those things. Sure,
That-
there
that-
are people that would be kick ass there, but you don't know them. There's no reason for you to do that.
Like the other thing, if he was a level appropriate for this fight, which he already isn't, he's still
don't
not
think-
necessarily what I'd be looking for in a team.
In all honesty, I don't think Julian's level appropriate either, if I remember right. Julian's been around forever.
No, you never know, and that's kind of up to the DM how they want to handle that.
Yeah, and it's also a part of metagaming. You don't know what his capabilities are. You don't know what his level is. You just know that you sparred with the guy.
And got my ass kicked.
So, like on paper, he could totally be a level 20 whatever, and that's fine. However, I mean, we're all smart enough to know if we drop one level 20 in that arena, the level 20 is gonna fucking walk away with it.
Yeah.
With a few exceptions, I've seen a fight where 3 level 12 guys take down a level 20 guy. It can happen.
It certainly can happen. You just have to be clever. I mean,
I think
you
Mort
had
was
you
in
had
the
you
fight
had
with
s- you had
Kadane.
s- Who did?
Yeah. Was it Mort in the fight with Kadane or Kadane's lackey?
Uh,
That
Kadane did not take
it
part
wasn't
in any-
Kadane. It was we were sent after a former Ravencrest person.
Yeah, you were sent after Duel.
Right, which if I remember right, he was pretty fucking beefy.
Yeah, Duel, because Duel was basically forming his own coup group. He was gonna overthrow Ravencrest at the time, and I believe Duel was level 18, and you guys were,
Like 12.
I would say somewhere between 13 and 16 at the time.
Yeah.
And his lackeys weren't the trouble. It's just Duel was the problem.
Right.
And you won that conflict not even by strength of arms. You outmaneuvered him.
Used fairies to turn out his lights.
Pretty
This
much.
is true. Yeah, Mort is dangerous, but in the hey, I'm clever, I'll figure some crazy shit out kind of way, unless I will stab you till you stop breathing kind of way. Although he
Yeah.
is pretty good at that too.
Yeah.
Hey, Opie.
Yo.
That video is freaking hilarious because you see him running at that first batch of fire and explosion. Like, oh, there's nothing else gonna fire here, and get owned.
Oh, dude, it's messed up.
Okay.
I want that spell.
Right.
So
You gotta rank and cup enough kills first before you can do it.
the last bit of bookkeeping here is I will I'm trying to think is I will probably be taking DMs from you people as far as what you want to have discussed between your teammates. That way you can do your planning in nice and safetyness, and I'll publish them after the fact because that'll be fun.
Okay.
If somehow we don't get to it, I'll just pull you guys aside sometime before the next game. And segueing into that, the next game. Technically, this time spot would be the morning of Christmas Eve. I'm going to guess that's probably an issue for people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, Trevina says she wants a character. She will play a mute character.
No.
That drills all over the place and gets drunk.
So here's my thing. The day before Christmas Eve into Christmas Eve, we can't do. The next week
Fair
is
enough.
New Year's Eve.
Technically going into the day of New Year's Eve.
Oh, That's
Is
a good
that
way to start off
does
the year.
anybody anticipate that to be an issue?
What day is it?
The 30th into the 31st,
Which is what day of the week?
Sunday into Monday. Does your schedule still hold for that or no?
As far as I know, it's going to be going back after Christmas. So that would not be good.
Okay, so well that would put in Monday to Tuesday. That would be right in through New Year's.
Hey, who wouldn't want to play D&D till the end of the year?
I
Good
mean,
way to start
I'm
the year.
game, but then again, I'm a lonely old fat man, so
Yeah, you look like you're in good shape.
I'm not. I wear dark colors.
Good call, bud. Me too. Me too. I shaved for the first time in what might be 5 to 6 weeks
Oh wow, I
today.
could, I could not. I can't go more than 3 days. It starts getting terrible.
Dude, I was looking homeless.
Yeah,
How's
it
Pat
sounds
Simon
about right.
homeless beard?
I am working on the Gandalf beard.
I need to shape mine. I
Yeah,
need
we
to go
know
to
what your-
Floyd.
We know what your life goals are, Fluffy. Don't
I
worry about it.
fucking love Floyd's, dude.
Yeah, I need to go there and have them shape it for me.